but it is very sad for what happened to Charlie. I feel for his wife and children. It's a terrible, terrible thing for them to have to go through. But he was doing what he loved. He was a proponent of free speech, and that's what he was doing.
I'm shocked. My parents actually knew him from Michigan, like during the old Tea Party, and it's terrible. Here we are in America, where people are talking about freedom of speech and talking about real issues, and one of our greatest spokesmen, whether you agree with him or not, to assassinate him at a university, that's terrible. It goes against everything America stands for. We're supposed to be for freedom of speech. Okay, the Constitution, land of the free, home of the brave, and he was brave. He believed in family, and he stood by his convictions, and I'm shocked. And, my prayers are with him and his family right now. And my family mourned him personally last night. They were shocked. If that can happen to him, what other Americans are going to be attacked? That's how I think.
What do you think about what's been happening in society?
Well, I just came back from France yesterday and arrived and read the news, saw the murder in Utah. I'm actually from Colorado, so I saw the Evergreen shooting, and I was like, yay, so excited to be stateside again. I hope things can change. It's getting really, really out of hand. I think it's one of those big transition periods, and I hope as humans we can figure it out with less violence and come together and maybe try to stop fighting each other so much and find common ground again.
Good morning. I am Bo. But that individual appears to be of college age. We are confident in our abilities to track that individual. If we're unsuccessful in identifying them immediately, we will reach out for the public's help and the media's help in pushing those photos. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time. We are working through some technologies and some ways to identify this individual.
This morning I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. The FBI laboratory will be analyzing this weapon. Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and First Lady Melania.
Amen. Please join me for a moment of silence for that minute of impact 24 years ago today.
President Donald J. Trump.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. Before we begin, let me express the horror and grief so many Americans at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk have felt. Charlie was a giant of his generation, a champion of liberty, and an inspiration to millions and millions of people. Our prayers are with his wonderful wife, Eric, and his beautiful children. Fantastic people they are. We miss him greatly, yet I have no doubt that Charlie's voice and the courage he put into the hearts of countless people, especially young people, will live on. I'm pleased to announce that I will soon be awarding Charlie Kirk posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The date of the ceremony will be announced, and I can only guarantee you one thing, that we will have a very big crowd, very, very big. Thank you, my fellow Americans. 84 years ago this morning, the banks of the Potomac were filled with the clamor of construction workers who broke ground on the building now known as the Pentagon on September 11th, 1941. At the time, it was the biggest building ever built. From that moment forward, this structure stood as a monument to American strength, power, and cherished American freedom. Exactly 6 decades later, on September 11th, 2001, those same walls, built with the sweat and muscle, blood of our parents and grandparents, were scarred by flame and shaken by terror as our country came face to face with pure evil. On that fateful day, savage monsters attacked the very symbols of our civilization.